Welcome to brain lesson number 54. This is a very important brain lesson because I'll go slowly through it. Don't worry too much about all the writing there. I'll go through it slowly. I love to keep things simple. So by the end of the session, you will understand what I'm talking about. So don't worry about all this writing. Things just look a bit complicated, but I like to make complicated things very simple. So let's look at today's session. We are talking about the two sides of the brain. There are 4 quadrants and 2 hemispheres. So please, let's go very slowly through this. I've been showing this picture many times. So there's 2 sides to the brain, the left side and the right side. Left side of the brain, right side of the brain, and there's a bridge. Okay, left side of the brain, right side of the brain, and a bridge, IQ and EQ. So let's go slowly through it, so then we understand what we are talking about. Okay, so very briefly, in simple terms, the brain, here's the human brain. So I'm not talking about the anatomy of the brain. Please remember, I'm not talking about the anatomy. I'm not talking about the frontal lobe, the parietal lobes, the temporal lobes, or the occipital lobes, or the cerebrum, or the cerebellum, or the pons and the medulla and the ventricles. I'm not talking about all of those structures, okay? The rhombencephalon, telencephalon, metencephalon, all of those things. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, from a conceptual point of view, how can we use the brain to be a better human being. Okay, I was not taught about this in school. I don't know about you, whether you were taught about it, but many schools don't teach about it. Okay, I had to study a lot to understand the brain. So I'm sharing this knowledge with you. Please, thank you for all. I've got my little board here. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for your support. If you have already subscribed, thank you for your encouragement. Keep sending me your hearts. I love receiving hearts. It motivates me to continue going. It inspires me. So please, and if you have not subscribed, please join, share it, give me a like. So at least it motivates me to keep, even if one person benefits, right? So even if one person can benefit, so please subscribe to the channel. And let's share knowledge. We as human beings must share knowledge, must become better human beings. Okay, oops, that thing is falling. Right, okay. There we go. Whoopsie, okay. Is that fine? Okay. There we go. Right. Okay, so here's the human brain. So here's the brain. We divide the brain into 2. It's got 2 sides. Okay. I didn't draw that very nicely. Let's just remove that again. My hands are a bit shaky, so I'll just try slowly. Okay. Okay, so here's the brain with its 2 sides. Right, there we go. 2 sides to the brain. Let me just close that. The left side and the right side. We remove that. We remove that. And then we've got a bridge. So we've got 2 sides to the brain. This is the left and this is the right. Okay, left side of the brain, right side of the brain, and this here is called the bridge. The bridge is this part here. This is called the bridge. Okay, are we clear with that now? It's very simple so far. There's 2 sides to the brain, the left side, the right side, and we have a bridge. The bridge is called the corpus callosum. Don't worry too much about that. I just refer it to as the bridge. But it's very powerful for communication. And this bridge tells me that women are more intelligent than men. Yes, because the corpus callosum in women is much larger than that in men. You know why? For the simple reason that the corpus callosum, this bridge, is used for communication between the left side and the right side of the brain. And it is for this reason that women know how to multitask. A woman can do 10 things at the same time. She can be doing the cooking, she'll be busy on the phone, she'll be feeding the baby, she'll even be changing her clothes, changing her underwear, putting on a dress while she's on the phone and she's feeding the baby. So a woman can do 10 things at the same time. But a man can only do one thing at a time. A man, you tell him to do one thing, but he'll do a good job of it. A man will do a solid job of it. He'll do a very good job of it. But you only tell a man to do one thing. If you tell a man to do 2 things, that does not work. He gets a short circuit in his brain. He'll fail on both the things. So woman, please understand. Don't tell the man in your life to do 2 things at the same time. Tell him to do one thing. When he's finished, then start with number 2. Yes, woman, we understand you are more clever than men. We understand it. I'm explaining from a scientific and medical point of view. I give up. Women are more cleverer than men. I give up. Yes, women are more clever than men. Because women can multitask. Because the bridge in the woman, this bridge is bigger in woman. So woman can Multitask. A woman can multitask. And it's important because God, most merciful, has given a bigger bridge for the woman. She has to multitask because she has to raise a child. She has to raise babies. Now, for that maternal instinct to look after the baby, to see, is the baby crying? Maybe the nappy needs to be changed. Maybe the baby is hungry. Maybe the baby is in pain while the food is being cooked. While must look after the household things. So there's maybe the woman got a career. So she's juggling the career, she's looking after the baby, she's raising the house, she's studying for exams, she's becoming a scientist, or she's becoming an ecologist, or she's a geoscientist, or she's a NASA astronaut, but she's doing multitask. But the men, only one thing. So let's go back to basics. Two sides to the brain, left side, right side. And then we further divide this side is IQ, and this side is EQ. IQ stands for the intelligent quotient. That means how logical you are. This is a logical side of the brain. So that's logic. And this is social. Okay. So logic means that you like your maths, you like your science, you're a very logical person, you're a very rational person. This EQ refers to the heart of the person. This is a soft-hearted person. This is a person who thinks from a social point of view. He's a very nice person. He likes to deal with human beings. This is a very logical person. He's a CEO of a business. He wants things logically. Say, explain to me in simple logical terms, in simple rational terms, so I can understand. You know how these bosses talk? Hey, you get frightened. Explain to me in simple logical terms. Then the woman, not necessarily a woman, a person with EQ is a social person. Like, for example, a hairdresser or a waiter or someone in the hospitality industry. They love human beings, okay? They are very friendly people. So some people are very strong, they're very cold and hard. And now that's where the difference between men and women come in. Some men are very logical, all right? They think with their brain. I want logical answers. But the woman thinks with her heart. Her feelings get hurt. So the men they were having an argument, and the men say, you are not making logical sense to me, because his brain thinks from a logical point of view. And the woman, meanwhile, her heart is broken, she's crying. She said, but why are you talking like this? I'm explaining to you. Why don't you understand? He doesn't understand because he's he's hard. You see, the logical person is hard-headed. He's a hot cop. He doesn't understand. He just wants things rationally. But you don't blame him, because you need logic also in life. You need rationality. But the woman is soft-hearted. So she thinks with her heart. She has feelings. She said, but you have broken my heart. My heart is broken. You are hurting my feelings. And that's why there's many differences between men and women come in. And then, so that's IQ, EQ. So we got the left side of the brain, right side of the brain. Now let's divide the brain further. Okay, so we got two quadrants. But now we break it into two more. So now we got 4 quadrants. There are 4 quadrants to the brain. We got the left side, the right side, left and right. And then we have the top and we have the bottom. Okay. Left and right, top and bottom. So this is left, top, right, top, left, bottom, right, bottom. Understand so far? Very easy. 2 sides, 4 sides. This type of brain is a person, now this is for career, a person who is very logical. He's a very logical CEO of the business. He's a scientist, he's a mathematician. A scientist, a mathematician, hard numbers. This side here is also in the numbers, but this is an accountant. So this is an accountant or a person with data capture, also to do with numbers. But an accountant you tell him to do a task, he will do it. Accountant, he will work on the numbers. You tell him to do a spreadsheet, he will work on that spreadsheet. But he's not a CEO of the company, but he's maybe a more lower rung, but he's very good at numbers. He will do his work very well. This guy here at the top, he's a CEO of the company. He knows how to start a new business. He knows how to look for opportunities. Very rational, a scientist, a logical person. Then on the right side of the person, thus you have a visionary. This is called visionary person. This is your architect. Some of these people, they are very visionary people. They are architects, they are graphic designers. They know how to form new computer games. And then on this side is a social person. The S is a social person. These are the people, they are not logical person. They don't know much about maths and science. They don't like history. Won't become an architect, but they are such good human beings. They are the people's person. This person, you need this person in your hospitality industry. You need this person in your hospitals, because this person is so kind with people. For customer service, this is the best human being you can have, because why? They love human beings. They love talking to other people. They say this is your best waitress you can get. This is your hairdresser who loves to talk for hours and hours. This is your psychological counselor who will listen to all your problems. That's your best friend who will just listen all day. They love to talk and talk, so they are good people. Now, in a top brain means in sometimes you get in life, you get to achieve very high success, you must have top logic and top vision. That's the best brain. Those are the very intelligent people. These are people like Elon Musk, right? These are people, the super intelligent people. Einstein, Thomas Edison, all the movers and shakers of the world. They are called the top brain. They are very logical people, and they are visionaries. They can see far into the future, but they are also very logical, very rational, very intelligent. So in summary, two sides to the brain, left and right. Left side, in summary, just logical. Right side is more on the social side. In simple terms, men are more logical. Many women are also logical, but the difference between men and women come in because a man thinks with the brain, woman thinks with the heart, and there's so many times there's difficulties. So please don't break a woman's heart. And in conclusion, we said that this bridge, remember this bridge? We said this bridge is very important, and the bridge in woman is bigger than in men, and that is why women can multitask and men, they cannot multitask. So in simple terms, there we go. There's the two sides of the brain. Okay, so here we've got, this is in the top side, top left, doctor, scientist, CEO, very logical, very rational, very numbers. So when you're choosing a career for your son or your daughter, they must ask themselves, do you like logical things, rational things, or numbers? Then you choose a career in that. Then you become a doctor, a scientist, or a CEO. Or do you like numbers? Do you like accounting? Then that means that is your strength in your brain. Okay. Or you ask your child, do you a visionary leader, architect, robotics, like AI, going to Mars, all of that? Or this is a people's person, a very friendly person, a hairdresser. Let me just put it there so you can just read all of that. Can you see that properly? I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so these are the two sides of the brain. Left top, left bottom, right bottom. Okay, IQ, EQ, and the corpus callosum in the middle. Women can multitask, men can't multitask. Please remember this, very simple, four quadrants and two hemispheres. But I'll mainly just talk about the two hemispheres. I won't talk too much into four different parts. Just remember, left side is logical, right side has got to do with the heart. Left is brain, right is heart. In simple terms, IQ versus EQ. Stay well, look after yourself. Remember to keep motivating. Send me your thanks, send me your hearts, and please subscribe. Stay well, look after yourself. Then we go for, this was brain lesson number 54. Stay well.